The flight to New York was supposed to be quiet, routine, and forgettable. The hum of the engines filled the cabin with a steady rhythm, the kind that made even the most anxious traveler feel at ease. The morning sun filtered through the windows of the first-class cabin, glinting off polished champagne flutes and brushed aluminum tray tables. Business travelers murmured over emails. A few celebrities hid behind sunglasses, and the cabin crew moved with the precise grace that came only from years of training. Marcus Johnson sat in seat 1A, the corner of his laptop screen reflecting his own calm expression. Every detail about him spoke of quiet power: the tailored navy suit, the silver cufflinks engraved with his initials, the Mont Blanc pen tucked neatly beside his leather-bound notebook. He wasn't a man who needed to announce who he was. The world had already taken notice. CEO of JTech Global, one of the fastest-growing technology conglomerates in the world, Marcus was on his way to a crucial meeting with investors to finalize an $800 million merger deal. But to him, it was just another day, another step forward. The flight attendant, a polite young man with a polished smile, had already offered him champagne, and Marcus had nodded in quiet thanks. He'd worked his way up from nothing, raised by a single mother who believed that respect and patience could open any door. He lived by that code every single day. Then the woman appeared. She was dressed sharply, a pearl-white suit, hair pinned neatly in place, her posture radiating confidence and control. To anyone watching, she looked like someone used to getting what she wanted, and fast. She stopped abruptly beside Marcus's seat, her eyes narrowing as she took in his presence. "Excuse me," she said, voice clipped like the edge of a blade. "I think you're in my seat." Marcus looked up, calm and composed. "I don't believe so, ma'am," he replied, offering a polite smile. "This is seat 1A. "Yes," she snapped. "Seat 1A, my seat. So if you wouldn't mind standing up." Her voice had already drawn attention. Several passengers glanced over their screens, sensing tension. The flight attendant stepped closer, uncertainty flashing across his face. Marcus tapped the side of his laptop and turned the boarding pass on the screen toward her. "I believe there's a misunderstanding," he said evenly. "This seat is mine," but she didn't even glance at it. "There's no way," she said, shaking her head. "You people always think you can just—" She stopped herself, biting down the words. "You must be mistaken." The tone was enough. Marcus's jaw tightened slightly, but his eyes stayed soft, steady. He didn't raise his voice. He never needed to. "I assure you, I'm not mistaken." The flight attendant glanced between them nervously. "Ma'am," he said carefully, "Mr. Johnson's ticket is valid for this seat. Could you please check yours?" The woman's expression hardened. "No," she said flatly. "I fly this route every week. I know what seat I booked." She folded her arms, glaring at Marcus as though daring him to challenge her. Behind her, a man in business class leaned forward, phone in hand, already recording. The cabin had gone quiet. The polite hum of chatter was gone, replaced by the crackle of uncomfortable silence. Marcus closed his laptop, exhaled slowly, and said in that same calm tone, "I'm not sure what you're implying, ma'am. But perhaps if we allow the staff to, don't patronize me." She snapped, stepping closer. "Stand up now." The words rang out, sharp and cold. The flight attendant took a half step back, stunned. Marcus simply looked at her, not with anger, but with something else. Sadness. He had seen this before. In boardrooms, hotels, airports. A pattern so familiar it no longer shocked him. The assumptions, the disbelief that a man who looked like him could belong here, in the spaces people like her thought were reserved for them. Marcus reached into his jacket, pulled out his phone, and made one quiet call. "Evelyn," he said softly when the other end picked up. "It's me. I'm on the 9:30 flight to New York. Something's happening here. Can you have legal? Monitor the situation and alert the airline's board liaison?" The woman, still glaring, threw up her hands. "You're calling someone? Really? Fine, I'll have security handle this." Moments later, an airline supervisor arrived, older, confident, wearing the look of someone who thought they'd seen it all. He listened briefly, then turned to Marcus. "Sir, we're going to need you to step off the plane. We'll sort this out at the gate." The cabin was silent again. Marcus looked around. Every passenger was watching. The woman smirked slightly, already sure of her victory. Marcus stood, slowly, dignified, no raised voice. No argument. Just quiet composure. He gathered his things, buttoned his jacket, and said evenly, "Understood." But as he walked down the aisle, he spoke again, not to them, but to himself. "Some lessons," he murmured, "are expensive." When he reached the gate, his phone buzzed. Evelyn's voice came through, calm but with a hint of awe. "Marcus, the airline's general counsel just called us. They reviewed the footage from the cabin. Their CEO is trying to reach you. Apparently, the woman who had you removed is a board member's wife." Marcus's lips curved faintly. "Is that so?" "More than that," Evelyn continued. "The investors committee was supposed to finalize that $800 million deal with their parent company tomorrow. You might want to check your email." He opened his phone. The subject line from Jake Tech Legal read, "Immediate action. Deal freeze authorization." Marcus looked out at the runway, calm as ever. "Let's pause negotiations," he said softly. "Let them call me this time." He turned, walked toward the VIP lounge, and for the first time that morning, smiled. The camera of the recording passenger uploaded the video before the plane even took off. Within hours, it had gone viral. A headline flashed across the internet. "Black CEO removed from first-class airline apologizes as $800 million deal stalls." But Marcus didn't read the comments. He didn't need to. Because real power doesn't shout. It simply acts.